secret place where there's only you and me. I don't know what to do, I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me home. Take me home. Take me Sometimes life weighs me down. I try to press on, but every time I turn around, it seems like I'm up against the wall. My life's upside down. I need to rest away from all life's mess in your secret place where there's only you and me. I don't know what to do, I'm so confused, and I need peace. Take me to your secret place. Take me to your secret place. Take me to your secret
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are so amazing. It is an amazing, thankful Thursday, and it's a Thursday thing, okay? Healthy eating and living. I'm super excited. I am Makita K, humbly doing things God's way, and I am filling in this evening, special host takeover for my one and only amazing girlfriend, the Inez K. Jones, on her Inez Knows. So we are just super duper excited because we're going to bring to you someone phenomenal, okay? A phenomenal man, a phenomenal chef, okay? And so he's going to share with us about healthy eating and living. And we know that right now during this time, during this season, all of us, we're deciding to make better decisions for our mind, better decisions for our body, better decisions for our spirit. And so we can start tonight with learning different tips and recipes on how to eat healthy and care for your body. Because I believe that when you take care of your body will take care of you. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others. And so I am going to read his bio. Are you ready? Yes, because I am. Okay. So let me tell you, this amazing chef that is coming before us tonight on this Thursday thing, okay, healthy eating and living, he is an actor turned private caterer. Roderick combined his enthusiasm for food with his experiences through world travel to introduce third world inspired dishes to his American clientele. I want you all to give it up, right? Make some noise, drop some hearts, give us some likes for the one and only, the chef for tonight, Roderick Pannell. And so he goes by Roddy. So you may hear me this evening call him Roddy. There he is. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing today?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking yourself.
Amazing. So as I read your bio, how cool. Actor?
Yeah. Started off, I guess, late 90s. Was discovered by an MTV executive. I had a very unique look, and since then I did a lot of commercials, film, television. I don't know if you guys can see me. Started on a Showtime film called Our America, which was based on a true story out of Chicago, Southside Chicago, out of Will's housing development. And did Law and Order, did Army Wives, did a couple things, and eventually I wanted to live a normal life and put that aside, and here I am now, not living a normal life.
Wow, super, super congrats on all of your success. So, what was it that made you decide? I know you said you wanted to live a normal life, but even with living a normal life, what was the transition to say I'm shifting to become a chef?
So chef was the last stop on the train. Um, so I had stopped acting. I went to school. I got a degree in African history. I have a degree in film and
Nice,
television, audio production. I
beautiful.
went on to teach high school. That wasn't the calling that I thought it was going to be. And through circumstances in life, I ended up where I am. So ultimately, my father was a French trained chef. And so all the meals at home were performed by him. It was a lovely experience growing up, and I lost him in 2014. And in my desire to, be closer to him because he was no longer here, I picked up in his footsteps and really found the love of it. Not just in his memory, but of actually feeding people and bringing joy to people's lives through food. So, plus I was a little chubby boy, so I love to eat,
Um,
and I learned the difference between food and good food, and
okay.
that was a turning point in my life.
Awesome. Well, I definitely want to say, God bless you. And it's just amazing to even hear your story and how that connects you and keep you close to your dad to kind of run in his legacy. And so you said you learned the difference between food and good food.
Absolutely.
Okay. Help us out. What's the difference between the two?
A lot of food we eat today are processed, heavily processed with things we don't know what's in it. And naturally, those things that we don't know are in it, we tend to do harm to our bodies. So the good God has graced us with plentiful foods that we can identify, grab, pick, and create things. And if we just take the time to understand what's in front of us and learn how to cook it, then you can recreate those things that you like from the fast food place and supermarket. And I promise you, they'll be exponentially better when you cook it at home.
Awesome.
Essentially, yeah. So I loved my hamburgers. I love my McDonald's. I love my fried chicken, and it added on the pounds to me pretty quickly. And so I had to learn how to recreate those dishes and other things, but make it healthier.
Awesome. So, quick question. I know you're going to get to it and share an amazing, healthy dish today. So, do you ever cheat? When I say cheat, you know how sometimes people say, well, I'm eating healthy 5, 6 days a week and I have one cheat day. You ever cheat?
I I don't eat fast food. I don't eat like if I do go to a restaurant, it's an acclaimed restaurant. I just want to test what another chef is providing. I try to stay away from things that come in boxes. So if that's your regard of cheating, no, I don't do that. Um, but I will eat. I'm not going to sit here and make you think that I eat, salmon all day long. Like I eat what I want to eat. I just make sure that I cook it correctly.
Cool. So now I'm going to turn it over to you. So if you could just share with us what you're going to present tonight and what dish will you be making for us tonight?
Oh, okay. So today we're making a sweet potato and corn chowder. It's the winter time. We're in between two holidays. Things are getting cold, so you may not have, the money for a grandiose meal, but you want something that warms the heart. You want something that feeds the family. And can you guys see my head? Am I visible up? Okay, good.
Just
And
come down.
you want something that is, uh, economical. And this is where the dish comes into play. This dish is I got everything from, I don't know if you guys have an Aldi or like a cheaper grocery store in the produce junction. Everything was sourced from them. Came out to a total of $13.50 for all the ingredients that I needed. And it
Wow.
serves up to 8 people. Um, and if you have a produce junction like we have, everything comes in bulk. So you get a lot of peppers, you get a lot of garlic. So you can cook this meal 10 times over and still have enough. So it's very economical. It sticks to the bones as the chowder does. It's curry flavored, so it has some warmth and some spices to it. And overall, it's just a wonderful dish. It's one of my favorites. It's my mom's favorite, actually, which is why I chose to cook it for you guys today.
Wow. Well, we're excited to learn. Do me a favor. Just can you bring your head down just a little bit so we can see you? We want to make sure we get, yeah, we want to get.
Got you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up for the moment. Is that better?
That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. One quick question
Okay,
before you get
so I guess,
started.
Yes, ma'am.
What tips for eating healthy on a budget would you give people?
Whew. Vegetables. Vegetables are very cheap and plentiful, and I promise you that they taste delicious when cooked. Sauteed vegetables are wonderful. I enjoy fish. Salmon may be on the pricier side, but nice piece of tilapia will be fine. You can get those frozen at any place, thaw them out. If you don't like fillets, I'm big on the whole fish. You can get a bag, 3-pound bag of the whole fish for $6 at ShopRite or wherever your local grocery store is, and just like restaurant quality.
Okay. Well, I'm going to allow you to get started, and I'll just be here as you
Okay.
So yeah.
It's my first time on this one, so hopefully I don't bore you guys. But today we're doing a sweet potato and corn chowder. I'm just going to read off the ingredients for you. See if I can grab this down so you can see it. Actually, let me tilt this down.
Ooh.
Okay. Boom. Here we go. Got the camera here. So we got 1 small bell pepper, red. We have 3 chopped or sliced cloves of garlic. I've got 2 medium shallots. They can be replaced with like a Spanish onion, essentially something sweet. I've got 4 teaspoons of curry powder, 1 sprig of fresh sage. So I've just pulled off all the leaves off the sprig. Supposed to have 1 full bay leaf. I didn't have any bay leaves, or not a full whole bay leaf, so I had my crushed bay leaf. So I took out what I assume was the equivalent of 1 whole bay leaf.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and then 3 sprigs of fresh thyme.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, get on to the meat and potatoes of this. What I have here is corn.
Okay.
This is the equivalent of 1 can drained of corn. So they cost 49 cents. Yeah. 49 cents at whatever grocery you go to, 49.69 cents. And then we have 2 full cups of diced sweet potatoes or candy yams, whatever's available to you. 2 cups is equivalent to about 1.5 to 2 yams. So it's not a lot, but it fills up.
Okay.
And then the 2 things that you can't see are I have a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And I've got 2 cups of chicken stock. And then I have 1 cup of heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Starts off, you guys see everything very well?
Yes, we see you. Yes.
Good. So how this starts is, what I did while we were talking before is I took some bacon, equivalent of 4 slices of bacon, thick cut bacon. I put them in a pot, let the fat render down, and I'm going to take this 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to get the unsalted butter along with the fat rendering from the pork. I love pork. I think bacon makes everything better. If you're not,
me too.
You can totally skip this. Okay.
Me too. Okay. I say, God bless the pig. God bless the pig.
Yeah. If you are not down, if you don't, if you're not fine with the swan, you can totally omit this process. It tastes just as good without it, but I love my bacon, so I add it there to flavor the pot. That was actually doing that for about 5 to 8 minutes while we were talking. So if you want to time that, just let the bacon do that for 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
Here we go. Give me a second.
So audience, if you see this amazing dish, Roddy shared these ingredients with us, so you guys can be writing these ingredients down, and you too can try this dish at home.
Absolutely. I promise you it's a very fast dish. It only takes about 25 to 35 minutes to cook, depending on how you're doing it. But yeah, so it's very quick. So I got the butter down there. I got the pork all rendered down as much as I would like it to be. I'm not going to actually include the pork in the dish, so I'm actually going to take the pork out to the side as one of the juices to flavor the pot. So allow me 1 second while I get a plate.
Awesome. Sweet potato and corn chowder soup. Wow. I would like to sample this right afterwards. Everything looks good. So cool and prepped. So I'm really, really
Right
interested.
here.
Please, audience,
Going
comment
to
if you have any questions for Roddy. Please comment. I would love to read your questions to him and get some responses for you as well. Thank you again for tuning in on this healthy eating
thank
and
you very
living
much.
session.
Ignore the clutter sounds. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to use the rest of the pork just on the other side, just because I love pork that much. So I'm going to put it on here. Let that do what it's going to do. Set it aside, out of sight, out of mind. What's next we're going to do is in this large pot, I'll take this out for you, where we have the butter. That's all it is, just the butter and the fat drippings. We are now going to include, we're going to leave the fat in there. We're going to add the solids to it. So the solids are the sweet potatoes, the corn, the
Okay.
shallots.
You said the shallots.
Yes, ma'am, the shallots. If you don't have shallots, the slices of Spanish onion.
Okay. Okay, so we have a viewer watching who says, I did not write the ingredients down, so can you post the recipe?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
While that's going, I'm going to chop. Well, not chop. I'm going to slice the shallots. I'll lay this down for you guys so you
Okay.
can see it.
See how you're chopping?
Yeah, just because some people go crazy. This is
You
just a
can
simple
follow
slice
Chef Roderick on IG at Food and Wine.
Food and wine.
You're most welcome.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to cook that until the shallots are translucent. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meantime, so this is the boring part. Tell me about you.
Okay, so I will, but I want to tell you this. We have a viewer. Say it one more time. I didn't hear you,
guys are in
Roddy.
Chicago, correct?
Absolutely.
You guys are in Chicago, correct?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Is it cold over there yet? I can hear you.
Today the weather was nice today. Yeah, it was good. So we
What
have
is
a
nice in
viewer that's
Chicago in December?
yeah, it was nice to meet today.
No, I mean, what is nice? What is nice for Chicago in December?
So the temp today, hold on, let me tell you. It was like in the 40s, but it was a good 40 degrees, okay? It wasn't freezing. So before I tell you a little bit about me, there's a viewer who says they are so excited and they really want to try your recipe.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll make sure I definitely post it for you after this is all said and done, so you can definitely try it at home. I promise you it's delicious and simple.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have one more, another question. If I buy fresh rosemary, how do I store it and for how long?
Okay, so if you don't have a food saver, which essentially allows you to suck out the air out the bag, you can just put it in a Ziploc plastic bag, put it in the refrigerator in like the butter jar. They stay good for about 3 to 4 weeks, so essentially a month. But I don't know about for you. For me, the rosemary costs about $1. So
Okay.
whatever it's not really a big deal if you can't really keep it, but it definitely stays for about a good month. It's a very dry herb, so there's not much to go bad on it. Essentially, it's already dried out. It's like a pine needles. You can pick it right off and dump it in there.
Okay, so where do you live, Roddy?
New Jersey.
Wow. How do you like Jersey?
No one likes Jersey, so you're lying.
No, I said, how do you like Jersey?
I like Jersey because it's in between Philadelphia and New York. Jersey
Okay.
it's an interesting place to live, to say the least. I'm originally from Virginia, and Jersey is nothing like Virginia.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm born and raised. I am a Chicago native, from the west side of Chicago, and super, super proud about it. Um, I'm
Yep.
also, I taught high school as well. I'm an educator, 15 years in the game. And so right now, I love high school. High school is like my all-time favorite, right? But right now I'm teaching middle school, and it's wonderful. I love it as well. I love to teach, the grades where they're going to graduate. I teach them and then I ship them out. Okay, I get them prepared for their next level. So, but I'm also a sales director in Mary Kay Cosmetics. So, a licensed
Okay.
esthetician, makeup artist.
I'll definitely have to
So,
hit you up about that.
yeah, definitely. So you have a user that says, "Thank you. It's rare I buy fresh herbs because I think I won't use it."
Repeat what she
That was
said.
a She says, "Thank you. It's rare I buy fresh herbs because I think I won't use it." So that
And
was
that's
the
very fair. Like I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do throw away a lot of herbs because they come in such a big bulk. Um, and unless you are really planning out your week of using them continuously or cooking in large
Mhm.
batches, like I do sometimes, I do know that you do have a habit of throwing some out. So when you can get to, if you're a home chef, you're a home cook, just cooking for the family, while the flavor is definitely different between dry and fresh, nothing's wrong with using dry. Like as you say, I used dry bay leaf because I couldn't find any whole bay leaf fresh. So nothing's
Okay.
wrong with it at all.
All right. Just an announcement for all of our viewers. Thank you once again for watching. We are streaming via StreamYard. So we ask that you grant StreamYard permission to see your name. And so when you ask a question, when you share a comment, we will actually be able to see your name come across the screen. Okay. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Inez sends her love, right? Because you guys are here with her on Thursdays. She's so phenomenal, okay? So multi-talented, okay? Multifunctional, okay? She is always doing something amazing. And so I'm just grateful to be here with in place of my sister for this amazing opportunity. So we hope that you guys are enjoying and taking notes. And of course, Chef Roddy will make sure that we have that recipe so we too can try it at home.
Absolutely. So it has been roughly about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's been roughly 3 to 5 minutes. That's all it should take to make your onions or your shallots that you're using translucent, which will make it a little clear. So at this step, we're going to move to the next step of adding the seasonings and the flour.
Okie doke.
Give me 1 second. The
Sweet
seasonings once
potato
again
and
are
corn.
the curry, the garlic, so
Hmm.
curry, garlic, the bay leaf, the rosemary, and the sage.
So I love food that has flavor. I think that's extremely important to have flavor in your food. So it's good to hear you using those different seasonings. Now, with the curry that you're using, does it give the sweet potato and corn chowder soup a spice?
Um, not a so there's not a hot spice.
Okay.
It adds a element of when I think of spice, I think of layers of flavor. So it extends the note past sweet potato and corn, and it really adds a large depth of flavor that is very recognizably curry, but it is not spicy. It is not like
Oh,
when you think of like
okay.
a curry chicken or a curry goat. It's just a very smooth curriness to it. Now, while
Mhm.
this is doing, because I don't like soggy peppers. If you notice, I had a small pepper. Normally,
Yeah.
the recipe you can definitely put the peppers in with the corn and
Hmm.
with the sweet potatoes, but they all cook at different consistencies, and I don't like that. If I can avoid that soggy pepper taste, that soggy pepper, I add them
Hmm.
a little later because I like a little bite in the chain of consistency. So what I'm
Okay.
doing right now is after I've added the seasonings, I'm now adding the pepper.
Okay.
Just a very rough chop.
And that's the red bell pepper that you're adding.
Yes, ma'am. One small red bell pepper.
Okay. Now, do you ever switch up in terms of your bell peppers? Will you switch up in terms of, would you use like a yellow pepper or orange pepper or a green
Orange
pepper?
pepper. Yeah, orange is my substitute for red.
Okay.
So now when I have recipes that call for red, I will use an orange if I don't have one, because for some reason red peppers are more expensive. I don't know why, but they are. So so sometimes I switch up with orange. When I'm making like other foods, green peppers is like a family staple, so I'm always cooking it. But with this particular thing, it's really how the colors meld together. So with the corn
Okay.
and sweet potato, the red does pop off of it pretty well.
Yeah. And that's interesting when you talked about Aldi's. You know, I am an Aldi's fan. I love Aldi's. But the funny part is that I used to work at Aldi's when I was a teenager, right? But I didn't realize Aldi's paid as much as it did at the time. Okay. And so I was in
All these is a
waiting.
career.
Listen, I was in waiting to go to grad school, right? Waiting on an acceptance letter. And after working at Aldi's and I was getting paid so well, I was like, should I go to grad school or should I just stay at Aldi's? But I said that to say because Aldi's have a bag of multicolored peppers. They have yellow, red, and orange, the mini ones.
Yes,
And they're really nice. So I cook with them often, and then you can just eat those, like, wash them off and
absolutely.
just eat them.
Cut off the top, drop some cooked rice in hamburger or turkey in there. Close the
Okay, now
rice up, put it in the oven. Yeah.
you being fancy, Roddy. You being fancy. Okay, we have a viewer that says, great tip, switch orange for red.
Yes. So, so what I got here is I don't know if you guys can see, but I added
Oh,
the
that looks good already.
I added the flour. The flour definitely makes everything thickened up, and that's what you're looking for the
Okay.
vegetables to be well incorporated with the flour. So once you
Okay.
get to that, a little thick consistency, what we're going to do now is we are going to let that sit for about 1 minute. Because you want to do it for about, let the flavors melt together for about 1 more minute. And then we're going to add the liquids. And then we're going to cover it and step away.
Okay. Well, hey, I got someone on here that says they love the multi peppers from Aldi's. Me too.
Boy,
Bomb.com. Okay.
I used to be at Aldi all day long. Like, they hated me there. And I'm just the person that I don't tend to go into a supermarket with a list. I look at what's on sale and I say, well, what can I do with what's on sale? And I build a recipe off of that. So sometimes I'm walking up and down Aldi, just picking things together and see what I need from there or where I can go somewhere else. Uh, they know my first name in there. I'm that guy.
So the funniest part for me when grocery shopping is when I don't take a list and I'm hungry. I often spend way more than I would have intended to spend if I was not hungry. I was like, oh yeah, I could cook this, I could cook that, I could cook this, I could cook that. So
You
that's
know
my
what you
spot.
can do? It's a little game to me. So I'll walk into a supermarket with $10 in my hand, or
Oh,
$20 in my hand. And I'll say, no matter what I'm buying today, I cannot exceed this. So I will not
oh,
touch my plastic or any other bill in my pocket. And I try to build things off of what I may have at home and that $10. Because often what we do, or what I do, I can't speak for everybody,
right.
but I have a nasty habit of once I've cooked ingredients with one meal, the leftovers tend to go unused.
Mm-hmm.
So then I tend to, like, at the end of the week, every 2 weeks, I have a whole bunch of celery and half chopped tomatoes and things that are going to go to waste. So with this little game that I play, I think about what I have at home and I try to make something based off of that and just adding a few key ingredients from the supermarket. The thing about cooking is it's an art, so you can't really go wrong. Now, not everything you're going to do is going to be a masterpiece, but it's a learning experience. So
Right.
try something. If it's not good, think about, hey, what can I do to fix this? Why isn't it good? And what can I do to make this better? And that's pretty much how my weeks go. So
Okay.
I added the chicken stock, and now I'm adding the heavy cream.
Okay.
And I'm going to stir that up.
All right. Uh-oh. Okay, chef. We see the steam.
Always little theatrics.
We saw. I saw flames too. I'm like, okay. All
Yeah, no,
right,
that's
chef.
the bacon I had cooking.
All right. We have another amazing viewer that said, I love this. It's like I'm sitting in his kitchen.
Yeah, so let me turn this bacon off over.
Okay, so to the right, is that like a griddle or something you're cooking on?
It's a griddle. So yes, I'm
A
cooking the
grill,
bacon. So I
okay.
took the bacon out of the pot after I flavored it, and I put it aside on a simple griddle like what you would make pancakes on. Just up on
Awesome.
the side, just to cook it, get it down because I'm going to eventually get that, chop it up into fine pieces, throw it in there at the very end.
Okay.
Okay, so
So while you're working, we have another amazing viewer. The question is, are there any other quick recipes you can toss out there? I see that thick consistency building as well.
yeah, so quick recipes. Yeah, I got a couple actually. Aside from the sweet corn potato, let me see what I got here. I got there's a nice arugula salad recipe that I have. Just arugula. It's really simple. So it's arugula. It's lemon juice. It is salt and pepper, Parmesan cheese. What you do is you just and olive oil. So you just get the arugula a little bit wet with the olive oil. Just mix it
Hmm.
up a little bit. You don't want to drench it. You just want to just have it nicely, very lightly coated.
Okay.
Then you squeeze the lemons. Everything is to taste. So this is like what you just make really quick to the side. Then you squeeze the lemon juice over it, salt, pepper, put the Parmesan cheese in it, mix it up real quick. Put it. It goes very well with a nice little steak. It lightens everything up. It has a peppery taste to it, so the lemon definitely cuts the arugula has a peppery taste naturally to it,
Hmm.
so the lemon definitely cuts that, and it works very well with a beef protein. It's one of my when I'm trying to impress a lady.
Okay.
It's one of those quick things you throw to the side, and it's very impressive because it comes out very well, and it literally takes seconds to make. And if you pretend like it was a second thought, an afterthought, it really makes the mind explode.
Oh,
I have
well,
a
thank
couple.
you.
If you don't mind, afterwards, I will definitely share a couple things that go really quick because
Awesome.
I was raised in a family. There's five of us kids. My father was the only person that cooked. Uh, my mother, I don't know if she couldn't cook, but since my father was a chef, he cooked all the time. So coming home from work, a lot of the things were very flavorful, but really quick
Hmm.
to prepare because
Right.
there wasn't a parent home all day that could slave over the stove. So
Right.
like a lot of things that we ate, were cooked within under an hour. So that's
That's
pretty
awesome.
much the style of cooking I do. And I do a private dining club where I cook 4-course meals in front of my clients. So they come into my house in the seating, and I cook for them from start to finish. 4 courses, the whole evening is 4 hours, and all those are all quick dishes because I need to
Nice.
I need to be in and out in an hour. So I can't really have something that takes forever because people are waiting to eat. So that's my style. I like to cook like that.
Awesome. Well, we definitely had a viewer that said yum yum after hearing that quick arugula salad recipe.
Arugula, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now that I've added the liquids into the chowder, we're going to turn it up to a simmer, and I'm going to cover it, and it's going to cook for about 20 minutes. The
Okay.
flavors are pretty much melded in. What we're doing now is we're trying to break down the sweet potato
Okay.
because it's full of starch. It's very solid, kind of
Yes.
difficult to cook, so you want to make sure that you can get it real nice and tender. A trick that I like to add, and I'm going to do this for you guys because I'm going to eat this afterwards, so I want it to be good for me as well. To counteract that, to add another layer of flavor to the
Hmm.
curry that we're using here, I'm also going to simmer this in. I'm going to add we're about to add stick of cinnamon.
Oh,
So
okay.
1 stick of cinnamon.
All right. One of our viewers said, great idea. Plan it out. Plan it out. All right. We have another one who says, I appreciate anything you can share. Sheltering at home. I need help. So this is an amazing segment tonight because I'm sure we're all looking for recipes, something else to cook other than our normal dishes.
Absolutely. So let me turn this up. Let it simmers. And once this simmers, I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? Do I have it? Red wine vinegar. I'm going to add a splash of that.
Okay. So quick question. With your stick of cinnamon, you didn't grate it in, right? You just dropped it in.
No, I just dropped the whole cinnamon in there because when everything's said and done, I'm going to remove the cinnamon and throw it away. I just want to get the flavor out of it, but I don't want raw cinnamon inside of my dish.
I got you.
Yeah, that would be a little too. That'd be a little too intense.
Okay, so if you can
coax the flavors out.
So if you can tap into our senses right now, like we saw the layout, we saw your different ingredients. Okay, we saw how you were putting things in the pot. We saw the steam. We saw the fire, the flames. Okay, so tap into our senses right now. What does your kitchen smell like?
Right now, you know what? So you definitely smell. It's a light sense of curry. The cinnamon is definitely enveloping the dish. My kitchen smells like cooked bacon because I had the bacon cooking on the side.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but my dog started barking because she smells the bacon. She's like, "Oh, that's what we're doing. I'm locked up in a cage and you're making bacon." So she hates me right now.
All right. Quick question, Roddy, from one of our viewers. What does the vinegar kick do to the dish?
The vinegar adds a little acidity. So ultimately, you want a perfect bite would be, have tender moments, something crunchy, something sweet, something hot. So the vinegar just adds a little acidity to what could possibly be a plain dish. Okay. So when you're cooking with these vegetables, sweet potato and corn, like naturally by themselves, when you're cooking yams, you got to add a ton of sugar to it. When you're cooking corn, they're very subtle flavors. Right. So this is less about those flavors and really playing off of the empty palate that you have. Okay. So that's why you add the cinnamon. That's why we have these sweet onions, the shallots in there. That's why you have the curry and the rosemary. You're really building off of a neutral palate. So the vinegar just adds some acidity to it. Red wine vinegar, like a sherry vinegar or red wine vinegar, something like that. Just to add just a little bit of it. All right, just a little splash. You're trying to go for the perfect full bite.
The perfect full bite. So we heard crunchy.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the moment.
So you have a crunchy element, which is what I said. I added the peppers in a little bit later. So they have that. They have more of a bite to it and not really flimsy, I guess.
Gotcha.
You have the sweet, which is the cinnamon. You have the spicy, not hot, but spicy, which is the curry.
Right.
And then the whole thing's what it fills out the tongue pretty well. That's with the heavy cream. It envelopes the tongue like when you drink milk. It coats everything, so it really fills out the mouth. And that's what makes you feel fuller. That's what sticks to the bones essentially. The heavy cream also sticks to the bones, which a small amount allows you to feel more full. So if you're feeding more, if you have more mouths to feed, this is definitely something I would add to the repertoire. Because it will leave you satisfied. Okay. And it's delicious enough that they'll want to keep on coming back for more.
Awesome.
If you have more for them. Yeah.
So this sounds like a great dish for a family as well.
Yes, I'm looking for my top.
Okay. So while you're looking, you can follow Makita M on Facebook. You can follow Chef Roddy on IG at Food and Wine. You can also follow Inez K. Jones on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, IG, you can follow at Inez K. Jones. And you can also subscribe on YouTube at Inez K. Jones.
And I follow everybody back. So everybody follows me, definitely follow you back. I answer all my DMs. So if you have any questions or if you have any food suggestions for me, because I like to try new restaurants. So I'll be coming back out. I came to Chicago. I flew to Chicago to have a pizza. I don't like pizza, but I was told that the pizza was superb out there.
Excellent.
So I went to Giordano's.
Giordano's.
There we go.
Giordano's.
In Rosemont.
Okay.
And it was amazing. It tastes like handheld lasagna. Like it was the best thing I've ever had in my life. So
did you have deep dish? Did you have deep dish? Did you have a deep dish?
I believe that was the only option given to me. I walked in there. So over here we have pizza places everywhere. You can walk in, grab a slice, walk out. I thought that's what it was going to be. So I walk in there and I said, let me get a pizza. He says hour. I said, no, I just want a pizza to take out. He said, yeah, that's the takeout wait time. It's an hour. I'm like, oh, this better be amazing.
Absolutely. Okay, one of our viewers want to know, do you serve bread or anything with this dish you're making tonight? Do you serve bread? Do you serve bread?
Actually, yes, I do. So what I have here,
good question.
Just a very simple garlic bread that will come with it. So I have slices of Italian artisan bread. I was going to wait to the end. It only takes seconds, but we'll practice now. So just take pre-sliced at Aldi. It's $2.49. It's a little expensive, but Italian artisan bread. It's pre-sliced. Take it out. What you're going to do is take some olive oil.
Okay.
That's it. Boom. Some olive oil over the bread, and you're just going to hit both sides. Some garlic powder. Just a really quick garlic bread. Both sides. Just put that in the toaster oven on light. Gets crunchy. Just add it on the side.
Now, I thought that was cool how you prep that bread. So the next time I go to Aldi's, I need to look out for that bread. There's a restaurant in Hyde Park in Chicago, and the name is escaping me right now. And so when they serve the bread, they have the olive oil already prepared with the seasonings inside. It is amazing. Okay. Amazing. So when I saw you hook that up, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's so yeah, you can definitely with those. That's a very primitive a very primitive garlic bread I just did. But when you want something to go with the soup, it works wonderful. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, make Texas toast. You want to melt your butter, add your garlic, add your chopped garlic in it. Put in an oven. You can do that too. Probably tastes better. But for something that's quick that goes with the soup, I like to do that. I like to surprise myself and just go. Sometimes you have an idea like, like she said, some bread to go good with this, and then you don't want to go through all the steps. You just want to just get something quick out the oven. That's a nice quick way for doing that.
I got it. The name of the restaurant is Pizza Capri.
Pizza Capri.
Yes, in Hyde Park. The food is
done. Tell it to me again, because I'll make sure I come out there. I guess this month, because I want to do it. If it's 40 degrees, I want to do this now before y'all get y'all favorite pizza stuff.
Right. So look, we have a viewer that says that is it artisan bread at Aldi is my son's favorite. So we have someone on here and they love it.
Yeah, they need to put me on payroll. I be in Aldi and Lidl all the time. I just love it. People get so hung up on name brands, not realizing that the food all comes from the same place. You look at your.
I had something. I was thinking something in my head when you said that, how people get caught up on brands. But okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. All right,
Yeah,
so two
absolutely.
things, Roddy, two things. We have another viewer that says, thank you for the demonstration on how to make the garlic bread quickly. So big ups to you. And you have a birthday coming, isn't that right?
Wow. Yes, I do. I am a Sagittarius. My birthday is coming up. Yes.
All right, so we, all the way from Chicago, want to say happy birthday to you, Chef Roddy. Woo, woo,
Thank
woo,
you very
woo.
much. Feel like I'm
Yes,
talking
come
to you.
on,
Thank
viewers,
you.
put in those comments. Tell this chef happy birthday. Okay, we love to celebrate life. We really, it's celebrate every day, every moment. And so we celebrate you, man. Happy birthday. All right,
Thank
here we
you.
go. Here we go. Happy birthday, Chef Roderick, with the cake. I see it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're
Let me check on
welcome.
this.
Ooh.
Just want to make sure I stir it so that the things don't get stuck to the bottom. No one likes that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to take my bacon that I cooked off. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to throw it in there.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to add it on top.
Okay. And Inez is wishing you a happy birthday as well, Chef.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This pretty much dish, realistically, is almost done. It's a set and forget at this point. So what you're doing right now, we're just waiting for the sweet potatoes to render down, to get more tender, because you want the slide when you bite. Like you don't want any resistance when you bite. You want it to be like the consistency, a little tougher than a candy yams. You know how those can cut with a spoon. You
Right.
just want that a little bit more firm than a candy yam. So I'm going to actually try and see where it is right now.
Okay.
That tends to take about 20 minutes. And I don't know if we've been talking for 20 minutes.
That was good. Do you have a quick dessert idea? Asking, one of our viewers are asking, do you have a quick dessert idea?
No.
He's like, no.
I don't eat desserts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm weird. I'm one of the weird people. So I don't eat desserts. I tend to leave that to the professionals, as far as like pastry chefs and the bakers.
Okay.
That's a whole other monster for me. So aside from like quick caramel or things of that sort, or like a cake, which isn't quick at all,
Okay.
besides the soda cake, that's pretty much as quick as you can get. And that's just getting a strawberry box cake from Walmart or from Light or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then a can of strawberry cane soda. And instead of adding all the directions in there, you just take just take the cake mix, you put it in your soda pan, you put it in your cake pan, you take your soda, crack it open, dump it in there, and you cook it for the time that it says it's supposed to be cooked, and you get a cake. And it tastes pretty good. It's a little bit thick, it's a little bit moist and thick, but a soda cake, there you go.
Soda cake. What kind of soda do you purchase? Yeah. What kind of soda? Does it matter?
So if you're doing strawberry, the different types of cakes you would buy would equate to the different types of sodas that you would buy. So if you're doing a strawberry, which is my favorite, a strawberry cake, then you would use like a strawberry and cream soda, like an A&W strawberry and cream or cream soda.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I actually tested this. This is in fact tender how I would like it. So I'm going to mix it up, get a bowl out, and see how it is.
Cool. So while you're mixing it up, I'm just going to read this comment from another amazing viewer. It says, this is a real comfy recipe. What do I drink with it?
Ooh.
He said, ooh.
Mm-hmm. So, who's eating this meal?
What?
Are there children
involved? Viewer, Are children involved, or is it just you? Is it a ladies' night out? Is it? Yeah. He wants to know who's eating the meal. So you can give us a couple of options if you like.
Okay, so I guess with the chowder, mainly with to fill it up, you probably get a stout beer to go with it because it's if you're into beers, a nice thick stout beer would go very well with this. If you're not into beers but you still want something alcoholic, probably wouldn't do wine. I I guess like a White Russian.
Mm,
Uh,
okay.
a White Russian would probably go very well with this. Um, and if you got the children, literally water, juice, anything goes with it. It's the
Okay.
equivalent of like a cheese and broccoli soup.
Okay. So she did respond, and she said it's a ladies' night out. So perhaps the White Russian wine would be the drink of choice.
White Russian is a cocktail.
Oh,
White Russian is a
cocktail.
cocktail. It's not a whiskey.
Okay.
There we go.
Help me
I don't
out.
want you
Help
looking
me out.
crazy.
Help me out. What advice would you give someone wanting to be a chef, Roddy?
Ooh. Okay, so there are. You can go to school for this. Expensive, time consuming. Definitely, if that's the route that you want to go. So there's different ways of going about it. So some people would swear by school. I did not go to school, so I can't suggest school.
Okay.
But I do want to go to school someday because there are some techniques that my father wasn't able to teach me, and that I do want to master. So school is definitely a route. You can also just work at a kitchen. A lot of people I built myself up from a kitchen. So I started off bussing tables. I went off, did dishwashing. I was a server. I hit all the stations. So you can learn through experience. But ultimately, if this is something that you want to do, just make sure that you love it because it's not a super duper great paying job. You definitely have to do this for the love.
Mm-hmm.
But once you've conquered that and once you know this is something you love, it's very fulfilling, I promise you. I would suggest just to make sure you find out what you like to do, find out what makes you happy in this field, and then do it every day. I think
Awesome.
that's just something really simple. Also, got to
Wow.
remember that life starts from the moment that you step out of your comfort zone. So
That's good.
as long as you're playing something safe, you're never really living. So definitely step out sometimes and be uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable
Wow.
is sometimes the best thing to do.
Awesome. So as you're preparing to put the dish in a bowl for us, I'm just going to recap your words of wisdom, which are very powerful. Find out what you love. Let's not play it safe. Step outside of your comfort zone. And when you love something and you're passionate about it, you will do it for free. And so he shared with you, it's not the highest paying position as of now, but I also like how he shared how you need to work to build yourself up, right? So wherever it is, if you're going to serve, if you're working in a kitchen, from your kitchen to somebody else's kitchen. So, and even he also shared that he does private catering events as well, where he's able to prepare those nice quick dishes for about 4 hours so that someone can actually enjoy their evening. I know so many of us are out here, and especially with the stay-at-home order, um, right now it's a little challenging, so to speak, to allow others to really come into your home and into your space. But it's nice to even experience an opportunity where you can have a private chef come in and just totally prepare a meal for you and your spouse or your significant other or you and your family. All right. Okay. Someone said
Okay.
they love cocktails. So I guess the White Russian will work for you. All right. You
Super
have
just chopping.
okay. While you're chopping, I'm just going to read this. This is for you. Blessings to have your dad and start from the bottom. It makes you a seasoned veteran. I love cooking and I would love to be a chef. Wow. Amazing. Never know. It's always a moment to inspire, to encourage, to ignite, to uplift.
Okay, so I guess I'll do this. Let me move this to the side. Get the
All right, all right. You guys are ready?
bread
Are you
out.
ready? Are you sitting on the edge of your seat? Can you smell the aroma? Can you smell the fragrance, right? Are you almost salivating like, I'm ready to taste, I'm ready to indulge in this sweet potato and corn chowder soup? All right, there are some upcoming events.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, that
Let's
looks
see if we can get that
good.
down.
Definitely. Nice.
So that was the quick
Yum,
garlic
yum,
butter we
yum.
got. Cut up the thick cut bacon, have it in there. The corn, it's a full dish. And this will fill you up. Promise you.
Awesome. Oh, someone said I am salivating. Absolutely. The presentation, everything was really, really nice. So really quickly, we're going to share with you some upcoming events, and we're going to come back for just like a last word or a tip from you, Chef. So we're going to look at these upcoming events really quickly. So as you can see, these upcoming events, one is a beautiful business. Okay, you see our amazing hosts, Inez K. Jones and D. Hawkins, and we have some amazing super bad women joining them as well. So if you will join in on Saturday, December 5th, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, it will be viewed on Instagram at Inez K. Jones and Facebook Live at Inez K. Jones. All right. The next event, Inez K. Jones, live on Thursday. Hashtag, it's a Thursday thing. I love it. I love it. All right. So tune in next Thursday and every Thursday. All right. You want to reach a broader audience? There are some sponsorship options. And then you see here, there are several different packages. Make sure you check it out. Inez K. Jones. All right, now I told you guys, she's multi-purposeful. She's just the bomb.com. She's a coach, she's a public speaker, an author, breaking belief barriers. Create the life you want, fulfill your mission and purpose. Inez K. Jones. And these are our upcoming events. All right, Roderick. What's your any you're eating, okay. No bun, no fair. But go ahead. So share with us like a last tip or your last words.
No.
Now, is it really good because it's really good, or is it just really good because you prepared it? Go
Thank
ahead.
you very much. Yes. Follow me on Instagram, Food and Wine. That's FOODNWHINE, like whining. If you have any questions on anything, just hit me up. And if I'm able to answer it for you, I definitely will. If you have any questions on dinners for multiple people, for parties, I'm very happy to share some of my recipes that I have here, or point you in the direction of recipes that I may have not created myself, but I've tried and I love. So I'm all for helping people. Food is life.
Awesome. I want to say thank you again, Chef Roddy, for this opportunity and to be able to just share this amazing experience. Thank you, audience, for tuning in, and tune in next Thursday for Inez K. Jones Live. You guys rock, and you are so amazing. Have a wonderful, thankful Thursday evening.
Keep on waving? Okay, keep on waving until it cuts off.
I don't know what to do. I'm so confused and I need. I wanna be, I gotta be, I need to be in your secret place where I know I'll be. I'm so confused. you.